Just cried in my boss's office because my coworkers have told her I'm not warm enough. I will first say that I am female, so that is an extremely gendered remark. Secondly, I am on the autism spectrum, and this is something I have struggled with my whole life. It is a very sensitive topic for me, and I try so hard to be kind and respectful to everyone. Generally, I'm just pissed off. What does that even mean? I come into work. I'm respectful to everyone. Do my best to make small talk. And am by no means a hard ass. Why do I have to be warm in a business environment? I'm not an elementary school teacher. I'm not a nurse. I work in an office. Mainly venting, but want to make sure that I'm not crazy. This is called blurred feedback. Ask them to define warm as a behavior and not you as a person. I tell my supervisor that I work to make money and not friends. Not rude to other workers, but don't want no part of their social aspects. The company isn't in business of making friends. The company wants to make money. I just share the company's motto of making money. As a woman, I hate this. If you're reserved, an introvert, or shy, you're labeled as a bitch. If you're friendly and extroverted, you're seen as a flirt. None of this makes you a bad candidate to be a parent. I'm an introvert until you get to know me. My kids love me to death. They even defend me to my mother, who wishes I was more like my older sibling. Did you ask what they meant and some examples? This is exactly the kind of feedback I was getting at my first job out of college. Every month my manager would have a 11 with me, and her only complaint was that I didn't talk to my coworkers enough. It was a laboratory environment, not a hair salon. Absolutely no reason to be chatty whatsoever. It's not your fault, nor is it your problem. Your coworkers need to mind their own business. Autism spectrum disorder is considered a developmental disability protected by the ADA. If you have been officially diagnosed, you should file with HR and report the situation after you have made your immediate supervisor aware of your diagnosis. If they do not want to be sued, they will make you supervisor aware that you are part of a protected class and to act appropriately. As far as being a loving mother, I am on the spectrum, and both of my sons are very proud of their weird dad and know how much I love them because of how much time I spent with them and how much I told them I loved them through my actions. You will be a wonderful mother and sound like the kind of employee that most bosses would be glad to have. You aren't crazy. Remember, your worth doesn't come from work or the opinions of your boss. The people who love you precisely because you are who you are. Your boss loves you because you make them money. Concern yourself with the former. Not crazy. I'm in IT. We don't do warm. I was once told by my boss that I was defensive because I wouldn't take the blame for a salesman's error. We were a signage company, and he submitted incorrect measurements for 36 signs and tried to make me take the blame. I pulled his order record to show I made the signs based on the specs he submitted. That's not being defensive. That's refusing to take the blame for someone else's expensive error. Supervisor, boss failure here. You should have never been made aware of these complaints. Leadership. The burden of leadership, the responsibility of authority, etc. are all characteristics sorely lacking in most workplace hierarchies. What has happened is a typical case of ostracism, the most common type of workplace bullying. By mismanagement, your boss has created a hostile work environment for you. A skilled leader might have individually informed each complainer that your work product is satisfactory and your behavior meets the standard of professional courtesy. Regardless of each individual's negative feelings about your lack of warmth, they are expected to Behave professionally and respectfully to all employees. Your boss. Being incompetent. Caved to the pressure of multiple people voicing the same complaint. This is why the workplace, or the military, cannot operate as a democracy. Easier said than done. Don't let people comments get to you. I mind my business at work and say hello to everyone. I am very private, and because of that people think I am cold, mean, but I honestly don't care. That's me. The ones that know me are the ones that can vouch for the type of person I am. Sorry you had to deal with that. Grow from it. All women who are direct are seen as cold or harsh. It's something many professional women have to deal with. It is suspected that I am on the spectrum too. I always come off standoffish and smug full at myself. I have resting bee face. I'll never understand how to properly interact with people like you. Sometimes I think I'm doing well and being friendly, etc., but then someone mentions how cold I'm in. It's a mystery to me. Woman shrugging. I feel like neurotypicals have this secret code that we're unaware of. Hey, I can understand how you are feeling. I have ADHD and I feel it's impacted me a lot at work. I got feedback in my review today that my line manager has had comments from one specific colleague saying that I'm confrontational and have a bad attitude. I don't think I am, or do. My colleague is an older white man who doesn't like being told no. Basically, I don't volunteer for days I'm off. I'm part-time. Or stay late, not just because I have other responsibilities, but I don't get any credit or appreciation for doing so, and I don't want to. He doesn't follow our procedures because he has been with the company years, and that's just the way he is, apparently. And I refuse to do the same. But I should be doing what he says because he has so much experience, and he's asking me to do things like sign my name on paperwork I don't agree with or where I can't justify the work. I won't do this because if we are audited it comes back on the person who approved it. So me, and he said so, will not be an excuse. I don't think it's fair that I am literally being punished for doing my job how it's supposed to be done. Science field. So we have specific methods. And challenging it when I'm advised to be lenient with the rules or spoken down to like I'm a child. I'm being punished for standing up for myself as a young woman in STEM, and am seriously considering handing my notice in tomorrow. Here to make money, not friends. This is exactly why working from home needs to be the norm. Okay, so I used to be a manager at fairly large company, and we had training designed to prevent us from getting the company sued. This was precisely the sort of criticism we were never to put in writing and never to pass on. So I could seek feedback for an advisee, and someone could say, she's standoffish, and I would not be able to forward that feedback because of the many ways in which these personality remarks are gendered and or racialized and or ableist. I'd take what you, specks of dust, said above and put that right into an email to your supervisor. Their supervisor in HR. At my old company, that's the kind of thing a middle manager, though probably not an upper one, would be fired for. Of course, you may well be retaliated against for doing that. So you should probably start looking to change jobs. But this sort of nonsense makes the workplace even more brutal and unbearable than it already is. And managers and companies should suffer consequences for doing it. I'll bet this has nothing to do with neurodivergence or anything but their own sexism. Essentially, you're not warm enough if you are not a doormat that apologizes for taking up space and volunteering to do everything for everyone. Male. Please change X to include Y. Concise. To the point. Great communicator. Female. Please change X to include Y. Brusque. Cold. Not a team player. Proper female communication. I'm sorry to bother you, but could you please check if Y should be included in X? Do give me a call if you want to discuss this, and I hope you have a great day. Are you by any chance younger or maybe nicer looking than your coworkers? Or are you just a better worker or smarter than them? Whatever, this is BS. Just because you're female you don't have to be nicer, warmer, or bring coffee.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.